Has been named CEO of the Year at the CEO Magazine Executive of the Year Awards. Dr Jane Oppenheim is the CEO of Pharmaceuticals, a private company and producer of skincare products.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Pharmaceuticals, we would like to get a bit of an introduction to it. Welcome to the program, Dr. Jane Oppenheim. Tell us what it is you do.
Well, Ego Pharmaceuticals is a company based in Melbourne, and we make dermatological products for people of the world. We make a whole range of skincare products to treat dry, sensitive skin. That's our QV range. But we also make products for treating eczema, psoriasis, fungal skin conditions. We even make Aqueum hand sanitizer. So we export to about 20 countries around the world. We export to a number of countries in Asia and the Middle East and UK, Malta and Cyprus, New Zealand, just to name a few. Yeah, we make everything here in Melbourne, and then we ship out about half of what we make to export to our international markets.
Jane, I thought I recognized the name. My whole family uses QV facial cleanser each and every day. And we used it on the kids when they were babies too, because it was so good and for their sensitive skin. So wonderful. You've won this award. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What is your approach to leadership?
Well, I believe it's really important to have a focus and have a direction. Of course, it's really important to get the whole team involved in that. You have to make sure that you've got really bold goals that people can buy into. So my approach is to make sure there's a bold goal that everybody's working to, that everybody agrees with that goal, and then you get people aligned. And I think my view is that the leader is the conductor, that you understand where you're going to, you understand, the people on the team, you get those team members working together cohesively and constructively, so that, everybody's able to play their part, everybody understands what everybody else is doing, there's great communication, and, and that way I think you get great teamsmanship. And you can do anything as a team. Yeah.
Shame that the awards were held in Melbourne this year. I went last year. I think you went as well? Yeah, it's a shame we weren't able to watch all these fabulous CEOs like yourselves. Now, you mentioned some of the markets that you're in, Jane. What are some of the challenges when you enter new markets that you encounter?
Well, the first thing I think is working out, are you going to go into a new market and then get more geopolitical resilience? Or are you going to expand in the market you're already in and therefore develop the team, give more money to the team to develop their skills and go deeper in that market? And of course, we're in 20 markets already. That's always a hard decision, sort of which way you're going to go. Both ways are great. Both ways deliver more products to more people that help improve the lives of people through the science of healthy skin, help provide our great products to those people. It doesn't, at the end of the day, make that much difference which way you go, as long as the whole team is going in the same direction, that they're committed to it, and as long as everybody goes in with all the commitment that they can possibly bring to those decisions.
Well, you've got beautiful skin, so does Nadine. I might need to try the products out. Where do you think you've made the biggest impact, Jane?
At Ego Pharmaceuticals? Well, I was research director for about the first 10 years and then scientific and operations director for another 15, 20 years. And just recently I've become CEO. Where I guess I've made the biggest, I think in my early career, it was developing new products, new formulas to put on the market. The second part of my career I just absolutely loved, and that was really developing our manufacturing plant at Braeside and bringing advanced manufacturing to that plant. I don't think there was a day that I would change. I really enjoyed it. It included sort of rebuilding and rebirthing the facility that we had there and bringing more advanced manufacturing to the site. Just recently, I've taken on CEO, which means that I get to interact with our teams all around the world, and I'm really working with our sales and marketing people to shore up our increased demand for our products. And the reason for that, of course, is that we want to increase the need for supply and therefore the need to continue to build advanced manufacturing here in Australia.
Yep, so you're passionate about manufacturing here in Australia. When you are going into overseas markets, is there an affinity toward these products because they're Australian, because they're made in Australia?
Yeah, look, absolutely. Australia has a great reputation overseas. We haven't offended too many people, which is really great. In addition to that, our Therapeutic Goods Administration, our health department, is well regarded overseas. So I remember in the early days, my husband, who is now managing director, he opened up many of the markets, but in particular Saudi Arabia and the UAE and 13 or so markets in the Middle East. One of his big challenges in the early days was to educate people about ego, but also educate people about Australia and our Therapeutic Goods Administration and how much confidence they should have in our products because we are so well regulated. So that's an important part too, that Australia is well regarded from this point of view. We as a company then have to go and get registration of our company, registration of our products, and that all has to happen before we start employing people in the local markets and teaching them about the products and the efficacy that the products have, and therefore what good they can do to the people who have problem skin.
And Jane, I just love reading a backstory about you, that you all started this dream when you were a child watching a television show called The Beauty Queens, and you've actually managed to fulfill your childhood dream, which not many people can say.
Isn't that amazing? I look back on that, and that of course was long before I met my husband, and it was meeting my husband after we met at university, and I went on and did a postdoc in malaria research actually, and so through all that time, I remember back to when I was 13, and I watched that show, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be great? And so I went along my way and got my degree and went on to do my own things. And then, while I was doing that, trying to convince Alan that we should go overseas and work, and he was saying, no, life's too interesting back here in Ego. So in the end, I joined him.
Yeah.
And it was a few years after that I sat down and thought, hey, this isn't bad. That I'm actually doing something that I imagined when I was, I can't remember, somewhere between 9 and 13.